It's 12:01.
KLEK-LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Our Thoughts on the Matter, a program offering opinions from all sides of the issues concerning local, state, and national topics of importance to the Jonesboro community. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters, donors, or sponsors.
Problem that Quabila was having. I had to replace that coordinator. Good afternoon to you on your Saturday. It's October 28th, 2017. This is Our Thoughts on the Matter. Kato Wonder is in the studio with you. I'm joined by Mrs. Amanda Donovan and Miss Helen Scott. Brother Cobbs will be joining us shortly. Brother Brad, is at a friend's wedding, and of course Mrs. Farrell is still recovering from her knee replacement. We definitely want to keep her in our thoughts and prayers.
Yes.
And Mrs. Cunningham, I believe she's taking care of some business, so it's just the three of us here today, but we got a lot that we're going to talk about, a lot of things that are going on in the city, and kind of the thing that we're going to talk about starting off is, are we prepared for the growth in Jonesboro? And the reason why I mention that is because I'm going to go ahead and pull up our Facebook live feed so our panel can see what we have going on. But the reason why I mention that is, if you've been in Jonesboro any length of time, you have noticed that there is an explosive amount of growth. I mean, when I got here in 1996, the population was around 46,000, and now it's over 70,000 and climbing. And of course, people like Brother Cobbs and Mrs. Farrell can go back even further than that to, I remember them telling stories of dirt roads. Red Wolf didn't exist, and Caraway was just a dirt road. So, yeah. I mean, it's definitely growing. Of course, it looks like we got a Facebook comment already.
Some people don't even look at it.
Quabila says, good morning, everyone. Well, good morning,
Quabila. Some people don't even want to acknowledge Red Wolf Stadium as Red Wolf.
Well, you know, there was actually some opposition to that when that was first proposed. But what sparked this discussion, we're going to talk about it, is a new plant coming to town. I'm going to read this article right quick, and it comes from NEAreport.com. It says, RisEver, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, bringing new plant, 130 new jobs to Jonesboro. A $20 million facility and 130 new jobs were part of a major economic announcement for NEA on Wednesday morning. Jonesboro Unlimited released Wednesday's announcement of the addition of RisEver to the area's already thriving economic base. The announcement is the culmination of 10 months of work between the leaders of RisEver, the Arkansas Economic Development Commission, and Jonesboro Unlimited, the release said. After an exhaustive search that began with 70 different cities around the country, RisEver chose Jonesboro as its first facility in the United States. So that's actually pretty big in itself, and there's been several others that have come as well. And of course, as growth comes, unfortunately, bad things grow with it. And of course, one of the other things is there's been an exponential increase in traffic that I don't think the city was prepared for. And of course, any drive, especially in the 7 o'clock hour or the 3 to 5 p.m. hour, Drew Jonesboro will illustrate that. So again, we're going to talk about, is Jonesboro ready for this growth? You know, there are some people who kind of wish maybe things were the way that they used to be, but you know, it's here whether we like it or we don't like it.
Well, in my thoughts, I think it's a blessing. You think about how many people that's going to impact. You know, that's going to bring 130 new jobs to Jonesboro. What, you know, depending on the pay, most factories, yeah, they're good jobs with good, you know, benefits, hourly pay. You know, plus, you know, the city benefits on that as also as taxes for the people and all that good nature. But it's a, you know, I can see their point about we need to slow down because of the infrastructure, you know, traffic. But you know, for the size that we are and as many people that comes, we do a pretty good job.
Yes. Where are they thinking about putting it?
I'm thinking it'll be at the industrial park.
Out there with the others. Okay. And speaking of the growth, we have all of these banks. We gotta, that shows that either there already is growth or they're preparing for it. You know, you can't have a lot of banks in a town where there is no growth.
Well, and also, Helen, to add to that, and why is my mic lighting up on my audition channel?
Are we auditioning and not knowing it?
Oh, that's right, because the video is playing over the live stream. Turn it down, even though it's all. Just want to make sure that's not going over there. But I was riding one day with a gentleman, and he said, "Look at all these cars on the road. That shows you that there's activity going on. I mean, if no one's working and there's nothing going on, you'd have a bunch of empty roads, and
Sure would.
everyone had to replace.
You know, we need to think about all these smaller towns that's drawing up, and not just here in Arkansas, but across the nation. And here we are here in Jonesboro, Arkansas,
Sure.
and we're flourishing. You know, we got business, we got new building. I mean, we're doing great.
All the different people that come
Right.
here. People go to places where there is opportunity.
Right.
And that is definitely correct. And of course, if you'd like to weigh in, you can give us a call at 870-277-1080. Once again, that phone number is 870-277-1080. Or you can weigh in on our Facebook live feed. In fact, I just hit refresh on to see if we have any
Now, again,
newcomers.
what are they going to manufacture there?
Well, let me see if I can find.
Process.
'Cause I don't think the NEA report article stays.
We need to know what's coming. We need to know what we're going to have.
Well, y'all
It'd be
can
nice.
keep talking. I will look
Yeah.
up.
What kind of if you had to decide, Amanda, considering your nature of work and everything that you know about Jonesboro and your family, what would you bring here and where? I know that we were talking about an area out
Right.
of Jonesboro that if you go down there is kind of not that many places. No.
Right. What we're talking about is where I grew up, and you know, I love it. It's like it's country in a major city. But we were talking about the drawbacks on the north side of town where there ain't nothing really, especially on the side I live on. You know, I would like to see a gas station,
Something.
you know, a dollar store,
Something.
You know, my children, we have a lot of children on that side of town, and you either have to play outside or you have to take them across town, which is 15, 20, 30 minutes.
And I'm sure some people do.
Okay, I'm
right.
not to cut you off, but I have an answer. And this comes from KASU.org. It says Risever makes machine parts for heavy equipment for manufacturers like Caterpillar, Volvo, and Komatsu.
And we actually have Briggs Cat and John Deere here.
And for this area with farming and agriculture, that'll be a whole lot.
Well, and then something else I want to mention is also a domino effect, because I'm also looking on the KASU webpage. Let me hit refresh on here. And it was actually something we talked about off the air about Nucor Steel is announcing their expansion as well.
And that's the one out there.
Yeah, that's in
They're
Blytheville.
reliable.
Blytheville? Okay. Well, I know that when they opened up, there's a lot of people that were able to get jobs from surrounding towns. So that was really good.
Okay, I'm trying to pull it up. You know, sometimes technology don't want to act right. Here we go. Nucor Steel announces $230 million expansion, 100 new jobs. Again, this comes from KASU.org. It says officials at Nucor Steel in Hickman made a major announcement during their 25th anniversary celebration near Blytheville Thursday. A $230 million expansion means 100 more jobs are coming to Nucor Steel. Vice President and General Manager Mary Emily Slate says their new mill is the first of its kind. This is the first mill in America that will take deeper reductions on higher strength steels, so we can make stronger and lighter steels for many customers, including those in the automotive industry, says Slate. So even though this is not technically in Jonesboro, NEA as a region is growing, and of course that means more jobs and more things coming. Of course, the enrollment of Arkansas State is increasing, so things are just growing across the board. But again, I guess, how do we address the challenges that come with it, because the growth is happening so rapidly? It's literally right before our eyes. In fact, I think a few months back when we had Mayor Perrin on Community Conversations, Mayor Perrin said that every single day 3 new people move to Jonesboro.
Yes, that's just about an accurate figure.
Which, if you do the math, which let's do right quick,
I know they're out there when they put the new hospital.
365 times 3,
What highway
1,095
is on? The new highway, the new NEA Baptist Hospital. I know before that went up, or when they were trying to put it up, they faced opposition from the surrounding citizens, because that is a big change to go from a nice, slow-paced, neighborly environment to an influx of growth, a massive growth, because of the businesses that go out there.
Right. And not only that, you got the noise, you got people
Traffic.
loitering, traffic, which is a major concern, especially out there where the new hospital went. We've had a lot of traffic issues. And, I don't really think people want to blame the roads. They do. First and foremost, they want to blame how it's set up, but a lot of these accidents can be preventable by not texting and driving, being distracted, period. I've got 3 kids. I've got a small business. I understand about distraction. I mean, I love my life, but when you get in a vehicle, like my grandmother used to tell me, that vehicle is more dangerous than a
Yes.
loaded weapon.
Yes, my mother said the same thing.
And, you know, just a blink of an eye can cause an accident.
Yes.
Pulling out in front of somebody. If you are not able to stop, I had this happen to me. This is why I'm bringing it up. If you're not able to stop at a stop sign, don't just pull out there, because you don't have enough time. If you can't stop at that stop sign, count to 3 and go on. There's no room.
And you know, they were having accidents a long time ago before we had these paved roads. You know, horse and buggies had accidents, so it's gonna the growth.
Or maybe the horses got to fighting each other.
Exactly. You know, they're definitely, you know, even from back in the country roads when they had animals that would try to graze across, like herds of cows and things. There's going to be some sort of activity happening when in any area, no matter where you live. But we need growth here to bring jobs to.
Yes. We need to thrive.
Yes, we need
And
to thrive.
Kabila has a question on our Facebook Live feed. She says, will the technical schools adjust their courses to meet the educational and certification needs of these businesses? Well, Q, if they're smart, they will. But I do believe that the university has, I don't know the specifics, but I'm sure that they do have a university with businesses. If not, I'm sure especially with the leadership that they have, that we have now, that they will be forward thinking enough to establish this relationship, because it'll be a win-win. It'll be jobs for the graduates, and also it'd be a way to recruit students for the university. So, Kabila, I do think that you will see programs that will be geared to train these students, and I believe these businesses will make investments into the university to provide the training so that the city can continue to grow as well.
On that part, I know that ASU Newport Jonesboro, they would oftentimes work with the new companies to make sure that they were training the students appropriately to go work out at their company, because they have to keep updated too on, you know, new certifications and new equipment, new ways of doing it. You have OSHA standard, OSHA that has to be considered when you go in there. So I do believe, now I haven't been out there in some time, but I do believe that in their work, in their welding and their, what do you call it, the trades, the skill sets workshops, they have electricians and things like that come
There's
out
all
there.
kinds of trades out there.
Technical Institute.
Yes, well they have ones
ASU
that they work
Newport
with.
has one of the best ones in the
Yes,
state.
yes, and they work with the local companies also,
Yes.
local factories and places to be able to keep the students updated and trained.
And not ASU Newport just not only offers, you know, technical stuff like electricians, excuse me, I can't talk, welding, you know, truck driving. They offer business classes as well, culinary classes as well. Also, ASU Newport offers up to an LPN degree, to where they
For
also
all different
Yes.
fields, all different trades in this area. But that is a good question, Kabila, because unfortunately, sometimes when you have these places come in, you have to worry about training. Will they do on the job training, or will they they need you to somehow come from already knowing all this stuff? And if it's a new company, they may have new things that need you to learn. So that's a great thing for all the people seeking employment with these places.
Right.
And when are they? Does it say when are they going to maybe looking or doing job fairs for it?
Well, I don't have any information on that. I know Kabila just posed the questions. I'm sure that this is probably ongoing if it's not. And of course, we are joined by our brother Cobbs and.
Hey everybody.
All right, and
Good
since we got brother Cobbs, and also shout out to brother Boyd who is joining us on our Facebook Live feed.
Hey,
So
brother Boyd.
we're going to kind of transition in, since we're talking about can Jonesboro handle the growth that's coming. One of the things that is coming that is a part of the growth are pedestrian and bike trails. There's actually 2 proposed bike trails that are coming to Jonesboro. One is going to be off Harrisburg Road, and one is going to be on Aggie Street. As you know, there's been talks between Arkansas State University and the city of Jonesboro for a long time to connect the university to downtown Jonesboro, but not everyone is happy about these potential bike trails. In fact, there was a letter
I read that in the
to
paper.
the editor in the Jonesboro Sun, and unfortunately the name has been blocked out on this picture, but it showed up on Facebook. But someone wrote to the editor under the title "Bad Idea," and this person says, "I was reading about the new $2 million walking trail from Arkansas State University to the downtown area. I just have one question: who in their right mind would go down that trail through the heart of, in quotes, crack town?"
Well, thank
To
you
me-
for letting us know. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but thank you for letting us know that there's an area of our town that we need to look into for drugs. We definitely need to know those things.
Well, I didn't know we had a crack town.
Me either, but
You
it's
know,
all kind of stuff we don't know.
that makes me agitated. Somebody that is so close-minded that could be that way. You know, I understand there's some rough parts of this town, but you know,
Well, Amanda, the way you can
I
look at it is, let's just, I mean, now when I rode down Aggie Road over to where they're talking about where the old Wolverine factory is, in fact, they just had the recent pop, which was very successful, but I haven't seen anyone doing drugs. But let's just say,
Right.
let's just assume that it is going on. If you are improving this area of town, if you improve an area of
Right.
town, you're going to run that element
Right.
off, you know. So I mean,
Definitely.
even if it was, if they fix it up, then that's going to
Instead
reduce
of-
and eliminate that.
in my opinion,
I don't think they're gonna spend $2 million and it not be secured and it's
Right.
not patrolled and maintained, taken care of. But because you want to weigh in, you look like you're kind of itching at the bit there.
No, I'm not itching, but what she's saying is, I mean, I wouldn't call it a town, but
There's
it's a lot of
problem.
drugs. Yes, it's a problem over there. Going down Aggie Road, and for one thing, my thing is lights. You know, I know they're gonna put up more lights, but it's dark. That is a dark street, and you're going down that road, and there's a lot of activity along that road.
When again, Brother Cobbs, you know, like I said, if they're gonna spend $2
I know
million,
they're gonna
I think
spend
they're
$2
gonna.
million.
I would certainly hope that they just wouldn't just blow it. I would think
Instead
that
of
they
being-
would light it up.
Right. I mean, I understand that, but you got light all the way from campus, all the way through Aggie,
Then
going
it
across the
stops.
tracks. No, I gotta go across the tracks and go all the way through down Crest, Kate, whatever street they're gonna go down. And you know, that's a lot. The $2 million, I think could be put somewhere else besides the walking trail. Because really, how many people really going to use that walking trail? We have enough walking places now that they are not using. We can spend that $2 million somewhere else.
my question is it a grant? Was it? Do we know anything about where the money come from?
I don't want to say specifically because I don't have any data or facts in front of me, but I would think that they would, if they don't have any grants secured, that they're most likely looking for grants because I mean obviously our city officials know our budget situation and know that there's not $2 million just lying around in the budget, so most likely it would be either a grant or maybe a private partnership. Since banks around here love to spend money, and probably get a bank or some other entity to contribute the money to it. But to address what Brother Cobb says, with it being near Arkansas State University, there are a lot of ASU students that don't have vehicles that walk, and of course the benefit of that is at the end of the day, these people, they may not have vehicles, but they are still part of the economy. And if we can make it to where the city is more attractive to them and to where they have the mobility to spend money, then it helps the city overall. We don't want to hinder them from being able to.
When I was attending Arkansas State University, everything was evolved for the college students on campus or right around it. They had buses that would take the children, the students, anywhere where they wanted to go locally. Why would they can't bring that back? I mean, it's $2 million for some sidewalks and walking trail. You can buy 2 or 3 vans that'll run all day, let them go where they need to go. That's safety for them and everything. Because the ASU students not going to, some going to spend downtown, but most of them going to spend out toward the mall and out toward that area. I mean, the school
Well,
is...
there may be something to look at. Maybe another trail that connects
trail, just
a path.
the buses that we had when I was going to school out there. We had
Well,
little vans that would take us where we needed to go, to the mall.
Well, they do have
or-
jets.
They have jet, and I
No,
think
I'm
they
saying
have
the
something
school
for the
itself.
farm.
The school itself had
ASU
for
bus.
us. Mhm.
Well, I think that
Well, I would think since Jets is already in place, maybe the university could
But
maybe
the
invest some
Jets
money.
The Jets don't come on campus. Now, I went to my son's school, Iowa State. The bus ran right through the campus every 10 minutes, picking up
every 10 minutes.
picking up people, taking them where they're going.
And that may be something that the university needs and the city needs to come together on to establish a Jets bus stop on campus. Because I mean, there's sure you have the transfer station, but it's right outside.
I think there
campus.
There used to be a jet bus stop. I rode the Jets, and they stopped on campus, like
Oh,
over there.
Miss Farrell, if you're listening, call in because I know Miss Farrell would know if there's a
Yes.
jet stop on campus.
But about the lights downtown, they're trying to work at growth down in the area too. So more likely, it's all connecting up to.
Helen, let me read. Let me read Brother Boyd's comment before we go to break. Brother Boyd says there still have. No, he made a few comments. Then again, dang, Brother Boyd, I said a lot of stuff. We'll just catch
Brother
it.
Boyd.
Brother Boyd, we'll just read your comments on the other side of the break. You're tuned to Our Thoughts on the Matter. This is KLEK 102.5 FM.
You're listening to Our Thoughts on the Matter on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Angie with your KLEK Learn Spanish Minute. We are doing goodbyes. There's many ways to say it goodbye, just as we say it in English. So, goodbye. Adios.
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 Bye. It's also say ciao.
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 See you tomorrow. Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Or you could also say te veo mañana.
Te veo mañana.
Perfect. See you soon. Hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto.
See you later. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Say perfecto, huh?
Perfecto.
I'm Angie, and that was your Learn Spanish Minute on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Meineke of Jonesboro is now Starks Auto Service, a full-service auto repair and vehicle maintenance center offering engine and transmission repair, brake service, tires, oil changes, and more, performed by ASE certified mechanics. The all-new Starks Auto Service, 2813 South Caraway Road in Jonesboro, 870-204-7112. Starks Auto Service, Jonesboro.com.
The Epic Center, located at 1899 Hasbrook Road, County Road 333, is Jonesboro's newest venue for entertainment for the entire family. They offer an auditorium with theater-style seating for up to 1,100 guests, a large stage, professional lighting and sound, dressing rooms, concessions, and more. Available for weddings, concerts, pageants, birthday parties, showers, and more. Booking and other information is available at Epic Center Jonesboro on Facebook, epiccenterjonesboro.com, and at 870-530-5841.
Support for KLEK is brought to you by
Fullness of Joy Ministries, 2120 Thorn Street, Jonesboro, under the direction of Bishop Adrian Rogers and co-pastor Susan Rogers. www.fjministries.org.
And now back to Our Thoughts on the Matter on KLEK 102.5 FM.
KLEK 102.5 FM, and we're back to Our Thoughts on the Matter on KLEK. And we were just talking about these bike trail issues and about the growth for Jonesboro. Are we ready for the growth? Let's go ahead and get into our Facebook comments. We got a lot of them. First, Facebook shout outs. We got shout out to Jamar Uncle Mauro Maxwell and his lovely wife Kara Maxwell. All right, let's get to the comments. We'll start off with Brother Boy. It says yes they can, because that's what happens here with Pulaski Technical College. They're part of the U of A system now. And then he says there will have plenty of light, so it shouldn't be a problem. I understand that's a problem, but it can work. Then he says, then again, $2 million, they can use that for more parking for the commuters that drive to the campus. Then he says they still have that Brother Cops. They still provide transportation for students. Kabila says there's a stop on campus, and she says there's an A-State app that actually tells you where the stops are. Ryan comes back and says, yes, there are about, I believe, 3 or 4 stops on the campus for jet bus services. Steve Richardson says there are several jet stops on the ASU campus. Route 17 goes to the campus every 30 minutes. It costs 90 cents for students. Well, Steve, I appreciate that information. Kind of getting back to I gotta change out the cord on this mic for the cops. This gospel tomorrow. But all right, so the other bike trail, bike/pedestrian trail that's proposed is off Harrisburg Road, and there were some people that are in that area that are opposed to this as well. They're basically stating, and I'm not going to read the comment. Well, I'm not going to read the comment, even because even though it's in the Facebook group, it may not be public. But the point is, there's opposition. They feel like the traffic on Harrisburg is too much. Of course, I guess the question I would have is, if there are people walking on Harrisburg Road, would it be better for them to walk on the sidewalk as opposed to walking in the street?
What sidewalk?
There ain't really sidewalks
Yeah,
down here.
are they talking about
Well, again, I
future
think-
sidewalks? Like they're gonna put some down there as a part of the trail?
Well, I would think so, but I guess that what my question was about. Would they be better off walking on a sidewalk? Because let me give you an example from where I live. I live down West Nettleton past Andy Camp, and I think last year they finally put a sidewalk from Andy Camp all the way to Lohberg. And I know before then, 3 o'clock when school gets out, there's kids all in Nettleton because they didn't have a sidewalk, and then you kind of going downhill, so I'd have to slow the van down and watch out. And I'm sure Brother Brad has to do the same thing, since Brother Brad lives a few houses down from where I live. So
Yeah, Harrisburg Road, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky spot. I'm sure they have to work through all kind of kinks trying to figure out the lights to put up there
Now,
and how to
on
do the
Harrisburg
road.
Road, is that supposed to be coming from the Craighead Forest area?
I think it extends from there all the way up until
Because the goal, what the city planner's goal is to have it some way across town connecting to Craighead Forest is what they've been talking.
Drive. Just too much walking.
Now, see that you
but
mentioned
can't everybody afford a car?
Well, since you mentioned drive, I did look into the Lime Bike. It's gonna take me a week to say that.
We
right.
actually talked about that in J&I.
Well, I actually rode one when they had the My Healthy Jonesboro pop-up event. They had some Lime bikes out there, so I downloaded the app, connected my debit card, and unlocked the bike.
How much does it cost?
Well, if you're not a student, it's $1 for every 30 minutes, but I think it's even cheaper if you're an ASU student.
Say maybe 50 cents for students. Don't quote me on that, but I think.
But like I said, I enjoyed it. In fact, one of these days when I get some time, I'm going to go on campus, park the van, and get me a Lime bike and just get my exercise on and ride all through our campus.
Is it like riding a Swin?
It's like riding any other bike. I mean, it's a 3-speed bike. It's kind of got that old school design to it.
Basket on the front of it.
And it's cute.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I had a Swin with a basket on it. That's the reason
But
why.
if they
So I can put ET on there or something?
I won't be caught with no basket.
When I looked into it, I saw
I might
that
throw
a
you
lot
in
of
the
cities
basket.
have this around their actual city. So Jonesboro is just now starting it off on the ASU campus, but it is something that could be made bigger. You could see bike trails. If you go to Memphis, they have bike trails. Those green little bike trails, they're so
Those bike
cute.
trails those gets on Crump Street, on them other streets. If you have not been in Memphis in a while, you go down Crump, you go down Lamar. Those bike trails would throw you off.
Yeah, I had
They
to.
take up a whole. I mean, you try and get there and go up under the bridge, the viaduct, and then they trying to go up under it.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, they didn't think that out at all. They didn't.
Well, I know.
They didn't ask my opinion.
That's your
No.
opinion.
What is your opinion?
They,
Well,
not on no busy street. They don't need a bike trail on a busy street.
But okay, but at the least bare minimum, do you think they at least need a sidewalk? Because I don't think people walking the street ducking and dodging cars is a good idea either.
You
Well,
know,
we have to be aware of everyone, you guys. That's in the
bigger
driver's book.
towns,
Beware
New
pedestrians,
York, LA,
everybody.
Houston, they have a designated bike lane.
Yes.
But I understand that.
You
but
don't
what
want
I'm
one
saying,
here.
I'm just saying, when you just recently pop up one,
Yes.
and you haven't been over there in a couple months,
Yes.
and here's all these bike trails over there.
Well,
I think we should have some, but like he's saying, we don't get too many where we can't afford to do the upkeep. Because once you create something,
Amanda, you're not speaking to your mic.
once you create something, you still have to maintain it.
Yes, you do.
You know,
and then it's
you
up
can.
to the citizens to maintain
And
what
that-
they
and that is a
the
fair.
resources.
And Amanda brings up a fair point. I mean, what we do get them in place. Even if we do get the private funding or the grants to keep them up, still got to be money to maintain them. So that is actually a very valid point of the conversation. Also, shout out to Miss Judy Castile. Appreciate you for checking in on our Facebook
Hey,
live
Judy.
feed.
What's up,
But
Mr.
a bike
Brother?
trail on a busy street, I mean, they are just like children. They will jump out in front of you.
And let's
They
say-
will
They
try
run-
to, you
they
trying
run.
to turn right, and they not paying attention. They going to keep on going. I mean,
Well, I mean,
I've
that's the
seen
risk.
that in Memphis.
Well, I mean,
just-
that's the risk that
Have
comes.
you guys looked
that's
into
just
the
like when
cost of
driving.
one of these bad boys for something
I
happens
have.
to it?
What do you mean, like the maintenance cost?
No, like you were talking about,
A
like brother,
liability
he was
cost?
talking about, liability costs. Let's just say if one gets hit by a car on one of these busy streets, they're putting it on.
Well, I think it'd be kind of like with any other accident. Like, if you're in your car and I'm in my car and I hit you, whatever liability that
Are
I'm
we
going to
looking at
incur from
insurance and
hit
stuff?
you. Just like even
Yeah.
if you just a regular, if you hit somebody in the street, I
Yes.
think it's going to be a similar situation. I don't think where that particular person is going to have a bearing on
But
who's
considering,
at fault. Or
would it be city property? The line bike, if they extended it and allowed it to
the
go?
lawn bike is a separate entity.
Well,
away
I
from the
mean,
city.
the roads are already city or state dependent roads, so again, I don't think that's going to change as far as the liability.
Okay.
I appreciate all of these loves and likes that are flying across our
Hey,
Facebook
we love
live
you guys
stream.
too.
I'm
Thanks,
feeling the
Jonesboro.
love.
Hey, you feeling it?
I hope they ain't the same person.
Oh,
It doesn't matter where
Hey,
it's coming from.
at least they're telling they
let us
love
feel
it.
this
Brother Cos, we're gonna name you the Grinch of kids.
no.
Because it's just not
You know it is
started.
holiday time.
It's just not started, and one person get brought.
Only one of us can
Okay,
be
stop.
Oscar.
Yes.
Okay, let's just stop. Okay, Brother Cos is feeling kind of long. Somebody throw some likes, throw some loves across the screen for Brother Cobbs. Throw some loves across the screen for Brother Cobbs. I know we got a bit of a delay, so it might take a minute, but put some loves on the screen for Brother Cobbs. Brother Boy, can you do that for me?
Well, I think we have some comments. Are those new?
No.
No.
These are all. Let me hit refresh just
Brother
in case.
Cobbs wants lights, you guys. To everyone
No,
watching
love.
on the
We
want-
viewers.
we
He
want
wants
the
love.
heart.
He wants
He needs
love
the
and
heart,
lights. He
like
wants
the
love
Grinch.
and lights.
And
He
y'all
was
go-
talking about there needs to be more lights.
Y'all need to go and like my Brother Carl's Victory Praise Gospel page.
By the way, you know you lost that contest. To
No, I
Alex.
didn't lose that contest. No, I
Alex gonna be
didn't.
pieing you in the face.
I didn't
But
lose that contest.
I want to be there and record that. It's gonna go viral.
Brother Cobbs, I know you were saying that you wanted lights, like street lights, like more.
Yes.
Oh, also,
We were
Facebook
talking
shout out
about
to
that.
Elizabeth Castile Klein. Appreciate you for checking in on our Facebook live feed. What do you people on our live
Elizabeth,
feed?
you and your mom.
Leave your
Hey,
comments. What do you think about these bike trails and pedestrian paths? Leave your comments. We will read your comments on the air and we will talk about them.
What did you say about my lights?
I know that you were saying that you would like more lights, illumination in certain parts
So-
of Jonesboro, and Amanda and I were talking about out there towards her neck of the woods, and I was telling her I went to visit just to see, and I was happy the Lord provided lights from people's homes, because that's almost all you have down there.
Now, I will agree with Brother Cobbs on that, because I know there is nothing more frustrating when you're trying to find the address and you can't see the numbers on the houses because
You have
everything's
to-
dark.
Oh Lord, you have to slow down, and then almost hope people don't call the police on you because you have to slow down.
So
Casing my place,
so I am in full agreement.
I know.
So I am in full agreement with Brother Cobbs on that. Definitely need more lights. But Brother Cobbs is a longtime resident of Jonesboro. Where are some of the areas and that you feel need lights?
Johnson, Huntington, Belt,
Yes.
North Patrick, North Main, Wood Springs, Harrisburg Road. I mean, these are just through roads where people live, and it's just dark.
Yes.
And then like the lady that lost her life the other day crossing Johnson, it was a dark area. It was,
God bless
it's
her
not
soul.
lit. And I know you don't supposed to cross unless there's a crosswalk, but
I've
you
seen
still
people they
need to
cross.
be more
It's
light.
dark, and you have to really pay attention down that road, because I don't know what it is that people have in their clothes, but God thank that, because if that's sometimes the only thing that I see is like a little flicker of maybe a bright article of clothing or something.
And that's another thing I was thinking about. Why are these people wearing? I see them all the time riding their bikes and walking dark clothes, like me, black.
They didn't get the memo, Amanda,
You know,
on what to
wear white
Or light colors, or
yes,
those reflective jackets.
reflectors.
Yes.
We got a Facebook comment from Brother Boyd. He says they're good in a way, but Why are you signed, brother cops? they're good in a way, but when you have a busy street, that is a major problem. Well, brother Boyd, I have a question. How are they handling this in Little Rock? I'd like to know maybe what they're doing in their neck of the
Sidewalks
woods.
and lights.
Sidewalks and lights. And we were also talking about that there are places that's actually doing this, even around Jonesboro, people that rent a light, from the utility company. They'll have it in there. I think it's maybe $6 a month, and you can rent
For
one.
your own yard, your
Yeah.
own place.
Yeah.
Yes. And hopefully if enough people are able to do it, then they can help to solve the problem, because I'm sure it costs.
It does. It
Yes.
costs, but we are very blessed to have city water and light here in town because Craighead Electric. Let me tell you
Watch out
something.
now, watch out now. That's my place.
What Craighead Electric?
Well, we don't want to talk bad about any company.
Well, we're not talking bad,
just
but we're just
mentioning
saying the prices here. We're very blessed, to have city water and light because they do try to keep their prices low and able
And
to
Craig
afford-
Electric for the rural places, for those.
right, who don't offer services of that nature.
Now, if you wanted to get a light from Craig Electric, like rent your own, is it the same cost as City Water and Light?
Probably not.
No, it's more.
It's more.
But we will
But you
move
can
on.
also go to Lowe's and buy your own.
Yeah, like
Just
that
so you
lantern
know.
I was talking about getting. I said,
Oh
I
no,
just
you
an
can
oil
get
lamp.
the commercial big, just like you would rent from City Water and Light or
Yes.
your electric company.
You ain't got no pole, what they're gonna do for you?
Let's
Well,
switch
either
gears.
put a pole up.
Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about some funnier stuff here in Jonesboro. Let me.
What
Good.
happened?
We need to laugh.
I'm about to pull this up on NEAreport.com. Internet's going a little slow here, but let me drag this to the screen.
Can we speak on the guy that was caught, the inmate?
Talking about the
That was-
pretend to be his own insurance company.
Oh, that one was funny.
Oh yeah, that's actually where I was getting to.
Oh, look at him. Oh.
Oh, insurance company.
Yeah, I'm about to read this once it comes
I was
up.
talking about the man that got away that the police caught in the trash can.
Yeah, him
Well, we can talk.
too.
Well, we can talk
My
about that as
question
well.
is, did he stay all night in that trash can?
I don't
He passed
know,
out,
but
or why
My
didn't he
question
take
is,
off?
why couldn't the police? I mean, how did he get out the car?
I don't-
Police
Well,
doing
basically,
anything.
he moved his. They said he was able to maneuver his handcuffs to the front, and then he was able to break the thing off the radar gun in the back and smash the window.
My question was, why was the radar gun left in the back?
Reach out
Well,
and
police
open
cars.
the door, or did he?
No, he
smash
bust the
it?
window out and then just.
While it was moving?
And he managed to finagle himself out the window.
I don't know
If
that I
you
would
had-
was
chase
a
if you
somebody.
had
stabbing
glass
victim.
breaking, when you stop the car, I
He's
mean,
a
this
male
man did
stabbing.
not shoot the man. Did
He
not
was a
give
stabbing
him a warning,
victim.
man.
Like he got stabbed or somebody.
Well, that may be a specific protocol on what an officer
Oh,
should
no,
do
this is
in
time
that
to shoot
situation.
then.
Well, you know, brother cop.
gosh.
Well, it depends on, and this comes
Well,
from
they
what I
have
learned from
tasers, don't
CPA.
they? They
It
have
depends on if
tasers
that
and
man is
stuff.
a threat at that point.
Don't they have tasers and things like that? The way they don't have to pump
Yeah.
somebody full of
Different
hot lead?
departments, different procedures.
Yes.
Shot him in the leg. And then threw it.
Well,
Hey,
police
we-
are trained to shoot center mass. They're not trained to
Yes.
just shoot in the leg.
No.
And this is what I learned from when I was in Citizens Police Academy.
Bigger
Pretty much,
target.
He
officers
should have been shot.
are trained to stop the threat.
Okay.
If that means that person gets killed in the process, then
They shouldn't
that's
have been
just
doing it.
what happens.
So was he a licensed officer or was he just?
This was
transport?
the Harrisburg police chief that was transporting them. But anyway, let's get to the insurance. Let's get to the man pretends to be his own insurance store doing traffic stop. This comes from NEAreport.com. During a Thursday traffic stop in Jonesboro, a man reportedly pretended to be his own insurance agent and answered the phone, "Insurance store?" when the officer behind him called to check his insurance. Shortly after 9 a.m. on Thursday, October 26th, Jonesboro Police Department Officer David Stout was running stationary radar speed checks on North Church and Thomas Green Road. At about 9:13 a.m., the incident report said he saw a beige GMC truck speeding toward his area. It was going 57 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. Stout began a traffic stop, getting the vehicle to pull over on Magnolia Street. Once he called in to stop, the officer made contact with the driver, Shane Lucas Height, 42 of Bono. He said that he had to exit the truck to get his license out of his wallet for me, Stout reported. Once he did that, he began looking for the other items that I requested. He eventually handed me an official-looking insurance paper, but said he couldn't find his registration. I then asked him why were there no tags on the trailer. He stated that he had recently purchased it last weekend and hadn't gotten it registered yet. He said he didn't have any paperwork on it to prove his story on the purchase date. I took the papers to my patrol car to run on my in-car ACIC computer. The vehicle returned with no insurance policies in effect, Stout said. He called the phone number on the insurance paper and placed it on speakerphone while continuing to do paperwork for the stop. What happened next was written verbatim in the police report, and I quote, "A male answered the phone and said, 'Insurance store?'" Stout wrote, "I immediately recognized the voice as being arrestee number 1, Height, Shane Lucas Height, and said, 'I'm sorry, this is who?' He answered again, 'Insurance store?' I looked up at him and could see in the side rearview mirror that he was holding a phone next to his ear. Stout went along with the act to see how far the suspect could go. I told the person on the phone that I need to check insurance coverage on someone, Stout reported. He told me, 'Hold on a second,' and paused. I watched him the whole time and he came back and asked, 'What's the name?' I immediately exited my patrol car to go and confront him about the stunt, and he hung up the phone on me. I walked up to him and told him that he had just worked himself into multiple tickets with that stunt. He can plainly be heard on the phone on my in-car microphone. Height was cited with speeding 57 and a 45, no vehicle tax for the trailer, obstruction of governmental operations for the forged insurance paperwork, and falsely acting as an insurance agent and no proof of liability insurance, the report said. He was given a court date of November 22nd, 2017, and released from the scene. The insurance paperwork was seized and entered into evidence, and again, that comes from NEAreport.com. All right, so what'd you think about Mr. Create His Own Insurance Man?
That's hilarious.
That's creative.
I wonder how far he was gonna go with it. You know, where he's gonna come up with anybody that's ever done insurance.
He's lucky
on
he
the phone.
didn't go to jail.
Yes.
because
And that's falsifying and fraud, insurance fraud.
Well, let's just
Well,
pray he
he's
is
not
fine.
through. He's not through because he got to go to court. They
Yes.
might give him something.
My
Yes.
word.
We got another Facebook comment from Brother Boy. He says, "Well, they already put a bike lane on 2 major streets here in Little Rock, and one of them they still think it's a 4-lane road because of how wide the street is."
Right.
Good.
Yes.
Yes.
But they said, but
Good comment. I could see that problem.
that's what I'm saying. That's
So
how
what
the
is
streets
the
are in Memphis.
so
They
what
are
is the
wide
alternative then to the bike trails versus the regular traffic? You know, would you have a side of town that's
I
just
do
only for
know
bike trails?
some cities, use barriers between the cars and the bike lane, the designated
does
bike
that.
lane.
Yeah.
Down
right
there on
over.
G Street where you go over the railroad track right there at Family Dollar, those little yellow cones.
Yes.
Stationary
I know
cones.
what you're
That's
talking
what
about.
I can't remember exactly what they call them, but they use those a lot.
Well, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense to help out the bike riders and even the pedestrians if they decide to walk. Because I imagine they're not gonna tell you that you can't walk on the bike trail.
Most
can
of
they?
the time, it's that yellow caution cone, and then it's the bike lane, and then it's the sidewalk.
All right, let's get back to the guy found in the trash since y'all brought this up. And again, this comes from NEAreport.com. It says an escaped inmate who kept Harrisburg and Jonesboro authorities busy Tuesday is back in custody and back at the hospital. As of this report, Jonathan Ware was found hiding in a trash barrel in the 2100 block of Pine Valley Lane in Jonesboro at approximately 6:20 a.m. Officers arrived shortly after the resident called for police assistance when he noticed movement and noise from his trash barrel. Jonathan Ware was found hiding in the trash barrel and was still in the handcuffs that was placed on him by Harrisburg police. He was placed under arrest and released back into the custody of Harrisburg police without further incident. That comes from NEAreport.com. Jonesboro Sun actually did a story on this article, and the gentleman that found him, he's actually an ex-Marine. Basically, he noticed that his trash can was kind of out of place. He was escorting his wife to the car. She's getting ready to go to work, so he kind of calmly, he played it cool and made sure that the wife got away. And then he went to his house and called the police, and while waiting on the police, the hand started moving again, so he decided to take matters into his own hand. He got his gun, opened up, said, "If you get out, you're dead," and pretty much held the gun to the guy's
I do
face.
not blame him.
And till the police arrived, and the Craighead County Sheriff came and took him away.
But it's like this here now. He raised the can up just enough to see. Okay, it was moved from his house, so he raised it up and he seen the man in there. It's dark, and I see a speck of light. Y'all know that little cartoon Jack in the Box?
You're out.
I'd be like Jack in the Box. You open that thing up just a little bit, boom!
Somebody telling
Well,
you
Brother
don't
Cobbs.
move, I'm gonna shoot you. You're gonna jump.
And then he had time to escort his wife to the car. Then had time to go in the house.
Well, Brother
call
Cobbs,
police. Ain't no way.
This guy is an ex-Marine. I'm sure he's seen much more tense
Worse.
situations than
But
that.
I
so.
wouldn't been waiting on him to go escort his wife and then go in the house and
Does it say what he was doing in the trash? Where he was
He was just
waiting?
crouched there.
Just crouched there, probably.
We're gonna leave it there. We gotta go to break. Don't go anywhere. This is Our Thoughts on the Matter. This is KLEK on 2.5 FM.
You're listening to our thoughts on the matter on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Black Health Now.
According to the NIH, diabetes is the number one cause of kidney failure among African Americans. High blood pressure is the number two cause. African Americans have a higher rate of kidney failure than any other group of people. Diabetes and high blood pressure can damage the kidneys and lead to kidney disease. You need to get checked for kidney disease if you have one of these conditions. Here are the facts. Early kidney disease has no signs or symptoms. The only way to know if you have kidney disease is to get checked for it. Kidney disease does not go away. It may get worse over time and lead to kidney failure. Kidney disease can be treated. The sooner you know you have kidney disease, the sooner you can get treatment or prevent kidney failure. Protect your kidneys and take care of your health. I'm Dr. Eric Griggs. Get checked, get fit, get moving with Black Health Now.
Black Health Now.
Black Health Now is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Black Health Now is made possible by CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated, counseling individuals and groups of all ages. 1-866-972-1268. LSCIHelp.com.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
Did you know that KLEK 102.5 FM is a non-profit organization? Did you know that you can donate to KLEK 102.5 FM and your donation is tax deductible? Donations to non-profit organizations such as KLEK can reduce the amount of taxes you may owe the IRS or increase the amount of any potential tax refund. Support your KLEK today. You can donate by calling 870-277-1080, visiting our studio at 1411 Franklin Street in Jonesboro, or on our website www.klekfm.org. We at KLEK 102.5 FM are blessed and grateful for your support.
And now back to our thoughts on the matter on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Back to our thoughts on the matter on KLEK 102.5 FM. And if you're on our Facebook live stream, Brother Cobbs is getting all of the love in the world.
That's one person.
Hey, it doesn't matter where it's coming from.
You're getting some love, Brother Cobb.
Look
Some
it up
love.
and see who's doing that. Thank you, though. Thank you.
Whoever's sending the love, if you will identify yourself, please do. Well, we can't make them, but maybe whoever your admirer is will.
Some people laughing.
Well, we get some laughs, some likes, some loves.
We're cutting up.
But like I said,
any tears? Anybody crying?
Go on the Brother Cobb's Victory page, Gospel page.
Victory Praise Gospel.
Victory Praise Gospel. And I like that page.
And of course, Brother Cobbs will be going live from his page tomorrow morning from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And of course, you can request your favorite gospel hits. So y'all be sure to check that out.
And also to the citizens, please just be on the watch out. We were talking about the inmates that broke out. Well, the inmate that broke out. And I know it's not the first time ever in history that it's happened, not even in our town. And more likely, it won't be the last time. So just be careful when you're going out, especially in places that do not have much lighting, as we're talking about more lights. Make sure that you do, I'm not going to say carry a weapon, but just be out on the lookout and maybe not go outside by yourself if you're young, of young age, even elderly, or someone that may not be able to handle someone trying to overpower them. this inmate, I don't believe that he was violent. It doesn't say that he was, but there could be someone out there that is violent and trying to get away.
His original charge was he was in a domestic
dispute
situation, and he actually has some priors. In fact, there was one conviction in which his girlfriend at the time was pregnant, and he assaulted her, and she lost the baby. So yes, there is a history of violence on this individual.
Against like a family member, not like he didn't go outside and just.
Well, a lot of times with these situations, the crime is perpetrated against someone that you
love,
that you know that you have some kind of dealings with.
And then as the survivor, I'm not going to call him a victim because I've been there myself. We are not victims. We are survivors of this incident. And that in itself, it coming from a family member, it's to me worse than an enemy because these people are supposed to be your loved ones who's supposed to cherish you.
They learn to build your trust.
Right.
I don't know that they would necessarily attack a stranger unless it was something that they were going through. We were talking about the people that had the mental health issues and what to do with them. Let's just say he is a man that does have something like that going on. How many times are they going to arrest him? How many times are they going to go with losing him in possession and tracking him down, and and what do you do with that after then?
My question is, did we learn from this mistake?
Brother Cobb.
Well, brother, you got some you want to say?
He want to sing it.
Well, the love is definitely flying across the screen.
We loving this.
I'm seeing likes and loves all over the place. So we definitely appreciate that, and we definitely appreciate each and every one of our listeners, our sponsors, our supporters, anyone, the volunteers, anyone that helps KLEK 102.5 FM in anywhere.
Who's mad? Don't be mad.
You need a hug.
I think they're messing with Brother Cobb.
But anyway, we all know
where the tears at.
We all know.
I don't see any tears.
We all know the holiday is coming up.
Yes,
so I hope you all are prepared not to participate. But if you choose to participate,
which
please,
holiday?
Halloween.
Oh, okay, I thought you were talking about all of them.
And speaking of,
careful.
I do have a
be careful.
Halloween announcement. There will be a trunk or treat at what's the park that's on North Church? I always get Allen and Parker mixed up. Parker Park is going to be sponsored by Bethesda Worship and Healing Center. It's going to be from 6 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. And I will be out there DJing, so y'all be sure to check that out.
Yeah, the last one was fun over there. The officers they put
Officer Blake Easley.
Yes, it was so fun.
And of course,
I loved it.
And of course, there are pictures and videos, including video of police officers dancing. That's on our KLEK page, so you can check that out. We also had a battle of the cheerleaders between Nettleton and Jonesboro High Schools. The Golden Firettes performed. The kids danced. Several law enforcement agencies from around the region were there passing out candy to kids. They had food.
I heard that.
We heard a noise.
But whoever you are, come enter here.
Or comment. Go outside and comment. But yeah, the last one was fun, and the officers were not out there just giving out candy. They were out there talking to people,
having a good time.
Yes, they definitely were. If you had a couple of questions, they would definitely answer them. So this next one is gonna be Bethesda and who?
Bethesda Worship Healing Center.
Oh, it's just one.
Yeah, it's just the church is putting it on, but it is open to the public. So hopefully we'll see people come out. Of course, KLK, we will be out there DJing. I'm sure the church as well as others are welcome to bring candy and food for kids out there. And there's several others that are going on around town. I don't have information on them, but if you are hosting the event, you would like us to announce it, just contact the radio station and we will be happy to get that out there for you. And of course, Red Wolves take on New Mexico State today, 7 o'clock p.m. So
but
Wolves
if you
up.
all participate, you all go trick-or-treating, stay in a lighted area. Please stay in a lighted area, and please don't do anything damaging to somebody else's property, because remember, you will grow up and someone might do that to you. So let's just be cautious.
And I think that's one of the reasons why Officer Easley hosted the trunk or treat for people who may not can or may not want to or feel comfortable trick-or-treating in their own neighborhood, to be a way to come get candy, because there was definitely tons of candy. Those kids that came out, they definitely racked up on candy. They got them some hot dogs and some waters and a whole bunch of other things as well. So it was an opportunity for kids to stock up early on their Halloween candy.
I wish we could do this more. Yeah, having a big old block party. Yeah. See, well, like we've been talking about where I'm from. We used to do it once every 3 months.
Well, Amanda, maybe we can do that and put you in charge of putting it together.
I can do it.
On a personal note,
Make up your mind.
It would be wonderful. It's both of them. It's both. That's how strongly it is. It would be wonderful if no clowns. I just
show.
So I'm
They just go too far. They go
so
too
Helen,
far
I guess
with
the
it.
sad clown in the studio probably freaks you out.
Helen, I'm
They
gonna
go-
dress up as a clown.
They
Go
go
knock
to
on your door.
the clown thing. Sometimes people go too far with it. You remember? I think last Halloween they actually told people to be careful and stay indoors because
Because
they
of the
didn't know.
clowns?
Yes.
Yes.
I know,
You know,
but
they
I'm
got-
sitting here thinking, why are we scared of clowns?
Because they were. I think. It's
Well,
people
because
dressing up.
unfortunately, some people who have taken something that was designed for good and hijacked it and used it for nefarious purposes.
That's
Tell us
okay.
what nefarious is, Gansey. Big
Frying
word
pan
alert.
was
Big
solving.
word alert.
Basically, for evil intent.
Yes. It was, and then you have people that were, you
Guess
know,
I would
you have
smack a
people
clown in the
that
face with a frying pan.
we
and
have
come
people
after
that
me.
have open carry. You have people that are not gonna, they don't have licenses.
Well, yeah, there are some people who are just looking for an excuse to shoot somebody, and they're right, brother Cos.
Yes, it is.
Hey now.
You know,
But just be careful because there's kids out here, you guys, and not everybody knows when something is just a joke. Like, and some jokes go a little too far.
I guess that comment definitely got the laughter flying across the screen.
Who was that person doing that?
I couldn't tell. We don't actually have any viewers, but somebody got to be watching because the things keep flying. Or is that me? I got my.
61 views.
Oh, that might be me because I have been having the mouse. No, because I don't have the mouse on the little thing. That's
No,
still
these
flying.
people are agitated. Look, now they're funny. Wow, I love this.
I know.
I don't know. I want to do an anchor at this mic cord, but
Way to go with the emojis, guys. I mean,
Yeah,
if they're gonna be
well-
up there, all those different ones. Might as well use them.
Well-
Yes.
Go see the Madea movie. You'll love it.
Well, we're definitely having good interaction as we get ready to go into our closing moments of the show. Once again, Arkansas State University Red Wolves
Yes.
take on the New Mexico State Aggies. Game's gonna be at 7:00 p.m. Go Red Wolves! Wolves up! As
I have
we
a
march to
question.
another Sun Belt championship.
I have a question since you're talking about that, Kato.
Yeah.
Do the tailgate tents stay up like year round? My
Yep, they're up
daughter was
now.
asking me. My daughter,
They
they
stay up.
say
They're
year
up.
round.
Yep,
No.
they're well, not year round, but they're definitely doing
Season.
definitely all throughout football season.
Oh, okay. So they don't take them down at the end of every
Uh-uh.
tailgate until the season's over.
No,
All right.
those in Tailgate City stay up the entire season.
Tailgate City. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
the
Well, but you know when they have the North End expansion, me and this mic gonna fight. But when they have the tailgate expansion, they're gonna actually have like parking spaces. You'll have like a parking space that you can rent. It'll be like a 10-foot long space. If you want to have like a small RV or trailer, and then there will be a tent at the very end of it. So you'll be able to just pull up and set up as well. So it's gonna definitely be exciting, and I believe they're gonna try to have it ready next football season. So
That'd be awesome.
big things are coming to the Red Wolves program.
How is the person to know if they can go under a tent just without?
Contact the Red Wolves Foundation. I don't know if they're taking. I know they're taking pre-orders on the new stadium boxes. 'Cause I know Kate Holiday bought a box.
Before we forget, we got a freeze warning, so bring in those plants.
Already?
Yes.
And your pets,
animals.
and check on the elderly as well.
Yes.
Final thoughts, 30 seconds.
Have a good weekend. God bless.
Yes.
And be a part of the solution and
Yes.
not a part of the problem.
Yes. God bless. We love you guys.
Well, like I
love
said,
you.
Brother Cops.
Don't shoot nobody.
No.
Brother Cops.
I'll see you in the morning on Victory Praise Gospel.
Yes.
Don't take on the trick or treat. Please be careful, because me, I'm not doing it.
Don't stop by Brother Cops' house, y'all. And with that, may God bless and keep each and every one of you. Remember to be the change in which you seek. This is
Yes.
Kate, LEK FM.
Thank you for listening to our thoughts on the matter on KLEK 102.5 FM.